Ladies and gentlemen, strap into your gaming chairs because today we're talking about two things gamers love the most: fantasy worlds with dragons and corporations fighting like PvP guilds in freaking RuneScape. On one side of the ring, The Elder Scrolls, a series that gave us dragons, Daedra, and the ability to steal 187 cheese wheels for no freaking reason. And now Todd Howard, king of it will release when it releases, has opened the door to a possible Elder Scrolls TV show. Not confirmed, not denied, just Todd standing there like a mage with one stamina point saying,
maybe in a decade, or maybe not, or maybe yes, who freaking knows?
That alone could have been a whole video. But Hollywood decided to stand up and say,
hold my freaking beer.
Because guys, Warner Brothers isn't just being bought anymore, it's being fought over like the last mythic drop in a raid. Netflix wants it, Paramount wants it, billionaires are involved, investors are throwing money like freaking crit damage. This isn't business anymore guys, it's a full-on onslaught. So guys, before we dive into who's swinging at who, first we honor the fantasy legends that started this ride, because the fair story is calm before the corporate freaking storm. Todd Howard has done the most Todd Howard thing in freaking history. He said absolutely nothing, and yet somehow he said everything. When asked if an Elder Scrolls adaptation could happen, he answered in the most cryptic, maybe, but maybe not, but maybe yes, but also no response since Half-Life freaking 3.
I can't rule it in or rule it out. Not today, maybe in 10 years.
Which we all know what it means. Don't get comfortable, but don't stop freaking dreaming. Let's break it down, guys. The success of Fallout on TV changed things. It proved a video game adaptation can work. Not just survive, but freaking explode. Season 2 is coming. Wolfenstein is already loading in the background. Bethesda has momentum. And momentum is dangerous. Because momentum makes studios say, screw it, let's try Skyrim with real freaking dragons. Now guys, listen. Before we get our hopes high, we need to remember one thing. Elder Scrolls is different. Fallout works because it's grounded chaos. It's basically a nuked world, weird factions, everything's rusty and depressing. But Elder Scrolls? Guys, that's mythology soup. Multiple provinces, dozens of races, political tension, magic, legends, Daedra, time warping, dragons falling from the sky like angry freaking pigeons. Adapting that is like trying to balance Skyrim's inventory in real life. One wrong move and your pockets freaking explode. But if they pull it off, we could get something huge. A high fantasy series on the scale of Witcher or Rings of Power, but with NPCs screaming about sweet freaking roads. Guys, imagine this. A story spanning eras, provinces, worlds, something visually insane. And honestly, I would watch it. I'm interested. Even if it's a decade away, the possibility alone is exciting. Because guys, if Fallout succeeded, Elder Scrolls isn't impossible.
Just harder.
Alright, now you're all caught up. Fantasy break is over. Time to leave Tamriel and enter something far more dangerous. Hollywood finance. Last time we talked about Warner Brothers, Netflix bought the whole kingdom. They paid $82.7 billion. They got Batman, Mortal Kombat, Hogwarts Legacy, Lego Games, Rocksteady, Monolith, basically every franchise with enough emotional value to destroy a grown man's wallet. Netflix walked out of that deal like,
achievement unlocked, entire childhood are freaking acquired.
Guys, that was chapter 1. Now we're in chapter 2, where someone else is eyeing Warner freaking Brothers. Paramount Skydance, after losing the first bidding war, came back like a boss in his second freaking phase. They didn't just knock, they kicked down the door and launched a full hostile takeover bid worth $108 freaking billion. They basically made a counter-offer to a counter-offer to a freaking counter-offer. And the craziest part of it all, this move came one day, guys, one day after Trump publicly suggested that the Netflix deal could be a problem. I swear, every time Trump speaks, he's like the final boss of any and all controversies and freaking video games. One word, one freaking sentence, and he triggers a whole new freaking expansion. Now Paramount isn't offering something similar. They're offering something bigger. Because guys, Netflix only bought part of the company, their streaming and studios. Paramount on the other hand is offering to buy the entire Warner Brothers package, global networks included, putting them at the full legendary set bonus freaking level. They even released comparison slides like an MMORPG stat sheet. Paramount plus 29% value plus certainty plus cash. Netflix,
maybe that'll work, we don't know.
And the shareholders are staring at these numbers like loot options in Diablo. Option A, slightly shiny sword. Option B, flaming legend beast killer freaking weapon. And guys, come on, you know how shareholders think. Do they think with emotion? Do they think with lore? Do they think with brand legacy? No. They think with gold per second. Now we're in a place where Warner Brothers is basically a drop being rolled for by two players with unlimited gold. Netflix thought they queued for a trade window. Paramount offered to buy the entire marketplace. And guys, this isn't polite business talk anymore. This is combat. If you listen closely, you can hear the theme music from Elden Ring playing over the stock freaking market. Now guys, let's talk about the fuel behind Paramount's war machine. The sponsors, donors, wallet-wielding raid members who looked at Netflix owning Warner Brothers and said,
Not today, broskis.
Because Paramount isn't marching into this fight alone. They brought the freaking money Avengers. Leading the charge. Oh my goodness. I swear, ever since that freaking EA deal, they're everywhere. Is Saudi Arabia's Public Investment Fund. I swear to God, guys, one day we hear they're broke, they have no money, the $1 trillion just went into thin air, and now we're hearing they're backing Paramount into a $108 billion freaking deal. Where the heck do they get their money from?
You know what? Don't answer that.
These guys, they spend money like freaking bored trillionaires in a mobile gacha game. To them, $108 billion isn't a price. It's a Tuesday. After buying almost everything related to gaming, now they want a chunk of Warner Brothers like it's a limited time event freaking skin. Afterwards, we have Jared Kushner's investment firm, a backing partner in this deal. Yes guys, that Kushner, the man that shows up in headline takeovers like a DSC character who only appears in late game. You don't see him for 40 hours, then boom, he's leading a boardroom ambush with plus 50 influence freaking damage. Aden Abu Dhabi's El-Imad, let's say El-Imad Holding Company, Qatar Investment Authority, and almost Tencent.
Until regulatory risk reached them the freak out.
And you realize something, guys. 1. The Arabs have basically infinite freaking money. And 2. This isn't a business deal anymore. It's a cross-continental mega party with swords freaking drawn. These funders don't gamble on small returns. They invest where power lives. Owning Warner Brothers means a lot of things. All DC media direction, all games revenue streams, HBO streaming dominance, movie, TV, franchise control. Netflix might have taken the loot chest, but Paramount wants the throne sitting behind it. And why? Why would they want it so freaking badly, guys? Because Warner isn't just a company. It's a content factory. Not just movies, not just shows, but we're talking about uni-freaking-verses. And guys, what do universes generate? Well, let me break it down for you in very simple terms.
Sequels, merch, games, theme parks, skin bundles, spin-offs, crypto mascots, and cross-media events for freaking decades.
The takeover isn't about today. It's about controlling the next 50 years of entertainment. And if Paramount pulls this off, they don't just beat Netflix. They flip the entire freaking board. Suddenly, DC movies, they will own them. Mortal Kombat sequels, they will greenlight them. Hogwarts Legacy 2, they either fund it or bury it. Batman game budgets, they decide the number of freaking zeros. Netflix went from final boss to target reticle on their freaking forehead. Because here is the truth. Netflix might have won the auction, but Paramount wants to win the freaking war. One side wanted to buy the house, the other side wants the land, the plumbing rights, the sewer system, and the neighbor's cut. This is no longer a sale. This is corporate endgame PV freaking P. Alrighty guys, let's take a deep breath, because this is where the tension snaps like old Skyrim freaking physics. Netflix, as of now, is technically still holding Warner Brothers. But with Paramount charging in like a late game barbarian with plus 200 strength and $108 billion in gold, Netflix suddenly looks less like a conqueror and more like a guy standing outside Walmart at 3 AM guarding his PS5 from freaking strangers. Are they panicking? Well, publicly, they might be laughing, but privately,
we know what's going on.
Because guys, here's the situation so far. Netflix won the bet, but it isn't final. Paramount is offering way more money. Trump's commentary made the original deal shaky. Paramount has global financial backing Netflix doesn't dare freaking ignore. Netflix is technically still alive, but with one HP bar and it's blinking and their dodge roll is on freaking cooldown. What are their weak points that could possibly devastate this whole deal? Well, firstly, we have regulatory approval. Netflix buying Warner Brothers is huge, perhaps too huge. It gives them an entertainment monopoly so fat regulators might need extra paperwork just to lift it. Paramount knows this. That's why their counter-offer screams, we can close this faster than they can. Number 2, shareholder temptation. We already mentioned what the shareholders are after. They basically smell the money from a mile away. Paramount's $30 per share is whispering sweet financial poetry, and shareholders might betray Netflix harder than Anakin betrayed the Jedi freaking council. And lastly, Netflix has never done this before. Do they run a streaming empire? Yes. Do they produce shows at light speed? Abso-freaking-lutely. But handling one of the biggest entertainment takeovers in history, they have no XP, no skill tree, no freaking mastery. And while Netflix seems confident
or coping,
Paramount is running circles around them with experience, government backing, and oil barrel level capital behind their party. Is Netflix doomed? Well, no, not yet, but they're standing on a trapdoor connected to a $1 trillion basement. Best case scenario, they clear approval, finalize the buyout, and become the entertainment dragonborn of the freaking decade. Worst case scenario, Paramount walks away with everything and Netflix gets remembered as the guy who spent $83 freaking billion and went home with a souvenir keychain. This isn't just financial chess, guys. This is a three-king brawl, and Netflix is starting to look like the king without a castle wall. But, hold up, guys. We're not done yet. If Netflix is in trouble, can they be saved? Or are we about to witness the most expensive robbery in entertainment freaking history? Can Netflix actually escape this death spiral with Warner Brothers still in their pockets? Surprisingly, yes. But only if they play this smarter than they've ever played anything in their freaking lives. Guys, I honestly see 3 realistic ways Netflix survives this without getting suplexed through a studio freaking wall. Solution number 1, they simply outbid. Netflix could double down and raise the offer themselves, turning this into a financial tug-of-war so expensive economists get freaking nosebleeds. But this solution has one big drawback. They would burn money like a mage casting fireball with infinite freaking mana. The price could skyrocket to a point where even Netflix has to ask if Hogwarts is worth sacrificing their stock value
and maybe their kidneys too.
Solution number 2, they form strategic alliances, also known as bring friends with freaking money. If Netflix can't match Paramount alone, they could pull a Uno reverse and bring in investors of their own. Tech giants, private funds, maybe even international partners who want a piece of the Warner Brothers pie. This wouldn't just increase their financial reach, guys, it could balance global freaking influence. Because if one side has oil money, politics, and billionaire backing, Netflix may need Silicon Valley investors to freaking counter. And the final solution, which is solution number 3, they open a backdoor to a survival plan. Even if Netflix loses the acquisition, they can still salvage power. How, you ask? Well, exclusive licensing deals, co-produced films and shows, multi-studio game development contracts. If Paramount wins Warner Brothers, Netflix could still buy access instead of ownership. And in return, they could ensure DC content on Netflix, Mortal Kombat or Hogwarts Legacy adaptations, even shared profit projects if both companies play nice. Ownership is the ultimate victory, but influence is still gold. Streaming doesn't require possession, guys. It requires distribution and leverage. 2 stories. 1 industry earthquake. Elder Scrolls might someday walk into the TV battlefield, and the idea alone has fans glowing brighter than a Magicka bar on overload. It's distant, unconfirmed, maybe a decade away, but the spark is there. If Fallout thrived, Wolfenstein is cooking, and Amazon keeps swinging, there is a future where Elder Scrolls becomes mainstream TV freaking gold. But guys, while we daydream about dragons on Amazon Prime, the Netflix vs Paramount war is happening right now in real time. Netflix won the first round, but Paramount didn't walk away. They returned with bigger money, bigger backing, and a strategy built for a freaking takeover. What happens now could decide who owns those games, who owns those movies, and maybe the future of streaming entertainment. So guys, you tell me, are we about to see Netflix crowned as the king, or robbed in broad daylight by Paramount with a 108 billion crow freaking bar? Drop your thoughts down below. Before season 1 of Corporate War Online ends with a plot twist none of us are freaking ready for. And guys, thank you once again for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, please consider leaving a like and subscribing for more content in the future. Take care and I'll see you in the next one.